Hi everybody, it's Judy here at River City Sewing, bringing you the last instalment in our fat quarter adventure using this beautiful pack of Simply Delightful fat quarters from that beautiful motor range. And I can tell you it's been a real pleasure to be exploring this and doing this and having a bit of fun at the same time and doing some really fun sewing. I hope you've all enjoyed these little segments all the way through. Many of you may have looked at this and gone, oh my God, there's so many fabrics in here, what do I do with them? Hopefully now that you've gone through this series, you'll be able to see that, you know, these are just ideas. What you choose to do with these ideas is totally up to you. It might spark an idea for you to do something a little bit different, and that's what this series is all about. But what we want to make sure is that, you know, when we have these fabrics, we don't want them to be sitting idle in a pile somewhere where they never get used. And the whole point in this is every single piece of fabric has a use. And you know, when we get to the end, I had like a pile of little fabrics that I couldn't join together anymore, and it was just a pile of scrap. And that's pretty much, I'm happy with that I've been able to use as much of that fabric as I could. Okay. If someone was doing miniatures, they probably could have done a little bit more with that fabric, but I was pretty pleased that I had less, you know, about a handful of fabric left over out of that whole pile of fat quarters. So my last one is a bit of a double bunger, I guess, because this used up every last piece of usable fabric to make something that is quite fun. So this one, it was a book cover. Now, I had originally had it to make a diary cover, but obviously as you're going through and you're getting less and less fabric, this one fitted I've got a book which is the Quilting Colour Mixing Bible, which I don't use as often as I should, but what it's done is given me a cover for that so that I can use it. I've got a lovely, I had a strip of that red dot left over. Now I've got a bookmark that goes in there. I haven't sewn it in there. I had a little bookmark from some of my strap from the Erin body bag, which is the first one. But in this book cover, I've used every single last piece of fabric. I'm going to take the book out so you can see what's happened. So this is the outside of the book cover, so I've used all of the last pieces of scrap for it, and this is the inside, and I've even used it to hold those little pockets in the side to hold the book in, and that was every last little piece of fabric that I had left over. Okay, so that made the book cover. So you can see, you know, there's little bigger pieces joined together to make blocks. So I'm basically making fabric, two pieces of fabric, so trying to put the bigger pieces together, trying to sort out if there's some kind of pattern I've got left over with these smaller pieces of white and some of the colours I had left over, and some of the last pieces of that neutral as well, and one single strip left of this one. I had these already joined into a strip, and these ones here I just put all these different blocks together to give me more fabric to join together. So you can see I've used every little last piece. And these ones here were just, you can see there's all different shapes and sizes of leftovers inside, just to make fabric to make the pocket. So now when I put my book in, slots in, and slots in, and I can turn it over, this way it goes differently. I can have it either side, whichever way keeps me happy. All right, so it's a different way to use those last pieces of fabric, and it just goes to show when you make a piece of fabric and you put all those pieces together and just go, okay, I'm determined to use up every last piece, you can do something really a lot of fun with the last bit. And that lining in here is the testament to that. Okay, you don't really see it, But even that on the front would work as a pretty fun book cover, right? But using that as a piece of fabric, we're not thinking of it as piecing, we're not thinking of it as anything other than a piece of fabric to make the pocket, is just a great way to use it all up. It's really fun. So we have got to the point of making 15 both large and small projects out of all of that fat quarter bundle, and only a tiny pieces of fabric left that will go into the rubbish. Now that is a testament to all of you who for you to look at your leftover fabric a different way. Okay, we don't want to have most of us don't want to waste fabric. I hate wasting fabric. I don't ever want to throw away a piece of fabric unless it's I want to use up as much as I can. My nan was a great person that used to use every single piece of fabric that she had to make into other things, and I think that's where I get my love of fabric and my love of utilizing a lot of different things. It doesn't matter if it's scrappy. It's actually if your stash generally has a colorway, and colors that you like all the time, then you can make all these things and they'll generally work together. Sometimes you just need a little bit of inspiration. Sometimes you need a few solid colors to break some of these patterns. Now we all have some older fabric as well. Things change, colors change, patterns change, our tastes change. And we might be struggling to find, okay, I've got to use up some of my stash and utilize some of this fabric. So hopefully you can take some of these principles we've had in this short series and have a bit of fun with that fabric. Those fabrics could be linings. They could be, instead of piecing fabric like this, they could go into some book covers and things like that. So it's just another way for you to have a look at all the different elements that go together to make something out of what you have. The beauty of it is we have given that fat quarter pack a whole lot of different lives. Okay, we've got 15 projects out of that one particular one. So there's lots there, and with this fat quarter pack and a jelly roll and a few backings and a few leftover pieces from stash, we were able to make all those different pieces in there. And it feels nice when you get to the end and there's not a lot of fabric left. We hope you've enjoyed this series using fat quarters. I know we've had a lot of fun doing it, and we hope to see some of those things that you've made that we've given you inspiration for. So from Judy and all the team, thanks for watching. See you in store. Bye for now.